Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this message. You did not stumble upon this by accident. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. Heaven just intercepted your feed at this exact second. The spiritual warfare you have been fighting in silence is officially over. Someone treated your pure heart as completely replaceable. Now, they are experiencing a massive system crash. They thought their dark manipulation would remain hidden forever. They thought you would permanently collapse. You walked away from them, but heaven just handed their secret files directly over to the ultimate cosmic judge. Do not leave this video now. You will forfeit the exact prophetic blueprint of their public downfall. Lock your attention deeply on my voice right now. A malicious plan was set into motion against you. It was done by someone hiding in plain sight. They call you a friend, but they actually carry a hidden dagger of envy. Let us go deeper. What you are feeling right now is not new. I know your shoulders are incredibly tight. I see you waking up at 3 in the morning. Your heart is racing. Your chest feels heavy. You stare at the dark ceiling while your mind spins wildly out of control. You push through your day. You offer a bright smile for everyone else. But your own spirit is gasping for air. People tell you it is just normal stress. They blame it on daily exhaustion. It is absolutely not just stress. I see the heavy tears you cry in the absolute silence of your room. You carry a massive weight. This burden was never yours to carry. Every morning feels like you are walking through thick, heavy mud. The brain fog clouds your clear thoughts. It makes simple daily tasks feel like climbing a massive mountain. You wonder if you are losing your mind. You wonder if you did something wrong. You are not. You are a genuine empath. You are a high-frequency soul. You live in a world that constantly feeds on pure light. They did not target you because you were weak. They never thought you were defenseless. They targeted you because your magnificent kindness is a spiritual weapon. They are absolutely terrified of your pure essence. The narcissists sensed your bright aura immediately. They saw it the exact moment you walked into the room. They recognized a rare diamond. They immediately plotted to steal your warm shine. They completely drained your vital energy. And then they smiled directly to your beautiful face. They made you doubt your own sanity for many painful months. Your physical body is reacting to this raw truth right now. You can feel it, isn't it? The strange tightness in your stomach is a massive warning. It is your highly advanced spiritual alarm system screaming at you. Your nervous system is constantly detecting a massive disturbance. They cause this terrible chaos in the unseen realm around you. Listen to me very carefully right now. 99% of people completely miss this critical energetic shift. They go to medical doctors. They take chemical pills to fix a deep spiritual wound. But your daily exhaustion is a direct biological response. It is the heavy physical result of a massive spiritual extraction. You have been fighting unseen demons for them. You feel so isolated and profoundly lonely right now. It feels like everyone you ever helped has completely abandoned you. They left you alone in your absolute darkest hour. You gave them your last piece of warm bread, and they left you starving in the freezing cold. But this deep isolation is not a punishment for being too kind. It is a strict divine quarantine. This was beautifully orchestrated to protect your priceless energy. Heaven had to violently remove you from their toxic environment. This happened before they could completely destroy your beautiful soul. You are a prepared vessel. You are being safely hidden away for a massive upgrade. Your temporary silence is your ultimate protective shield today. You sit in this quiet room feeling defeated. Meanwhile, they are loudly celebrating their fake victory. They think they got away with completely destroying your good reputation. They are laughing maliciously behind closed doors. They truly believe they successfully silenced a precious child of God, but their celebration is about to be cut violently short. I am going to reveal the exact piece of hidden evidence. This undeniable proof permanently sealed their ultimate fate. Do not move a single inch away from this screen. There is a dark secret about their past actions. It is rapidly bubbling to the surface right now. The universe has been quietly collecting every single tear you ever dropped. You never wanted to fight anyone in this life. You just wanted to love freely. You only wanted to be unconditionally loved in return. But when a high-frequency soul meets a dark entity, a collision is completely unavoidable. Your very existence naturally exposes their rotting souls. They had to break you down just to feel powerful. They set a highly sophisticated trap for you in the shadows. They used your beautiful empathy as a dangerous weapon against you. They played the poor, innocent victim to draw you in. Then they wrapped their toxic vines tightly around your pure heart. But heaven was carefully watching everything. The cosmic judge recorded every single move. Before I reveal what is coming, let me explain the heavy weight you carried this week. You give everything to people who give nothing back, and you sit completely alone in your quiet room while wondering why your pure love is met with brutal betrayal. It feels exactly like a massive spiritual curse, but it is actually a divine marker of your true identity. I know exactly what happens when the lights go out. You wake up at exactly 3 in the morning, and the silent room feels incredibly heavy on your tired shoulders. Your chest tightens as a flood of anxious thoughts invades your quiet mind. You constantly replay every single conversation in your weary head because you wrongly blame your own pure and loving heart. I need you to stop blaming yourself right this very minute. You did absolutely nothing wrong to deserve their vicious attacks. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. The heavy fog in your brain is not a medical issue. The deep ache in your tired bones is not physical aging. It is the raw aftermath of a brutal spiritual attack. You are a pure cycle breaker for your entire bloodline, and the enemy clearly recognizes your massive divine potential. They did not just stumble into your life by random chance, because the narcissists were specifically deployed to intercept your heavenly blessings. They are energetic parasites searching desperately for a human battery to slowly drain in the dark. They saw your deep empathy as a massive, endless buffet. They mirrored your beautiful traits to gain your sacred trust. They learned your deepest vulnerabilities and quietly weaponized them against your pure heart because they wanted to dim your bright light so they could feel powerful in their own darkness. They selfishly fed on your sweet kindness every day. But before we go further, you must understand their exact trap. They engineered a highly toxic situation to make you react. They deliberately wanted you to lose your normally calm temper. They wanted you to act entirely out of your divine character. They desperately needed you to look crazy in front of the sleeping masses. This was their ultimate plan to destroy your credibility. You tried to explain your side of the story to mutual friends, but those asleep people chose to believe the loud lies of the narcissist, and it felt like a sharp dagger directly into your tired back. You felt completely abandoned by the very people you fiercely protected. You started to isolate yourself because the physical world felt incredibly unsafe. Your deep isolation is a strict, divine quarantine. I need you to completely reframe your mindset right this very second. God pulled you away from those toxic tables because the food was poisoned. You were never meant to fit in with the shallow crowds. You are a sovereign entity, chosen for a much higher purpose in this specific timeline. The people who walked away from you were part of the matrix. They are completely bound by low-frequency illusions and petty human drama. Your spirit is vibrating at a massive frequency that makes them extremely uncomfortable, and they literally cannot stand to be in the same room as your unbothered peace. Your calm presence heavily exposes their deep insecurities. Let us uncover the hidden mechanism that triggered all these attacks against you. You carry a specific anointing that breaks heavy generational curses. The enemy knows that if you step into your true power, their control is permanently finished. So they constantly send wolves dressed in sheep clothing to completely distract your focus. They want to keep you exhausted. They deliberately drain your bank accounts and steal your physical energy. They create constant, chaotic drama to keep your nervous system in survival mode. Because when you are stuck in survival mode, you cannot manifest your massive financial harvest. The Matrix relies on your constant exhaustion to maintain its fading control over humanity. But here is the spiritual blind spot they absolutely did not account for. They arrogantly thought your silent retreat was a sign of total defeat. They thought your quiet tears meant they had permanently broken your strong spirit. They did not realize that your tears were watering the seeds of your massive comeback. Your temporary silence was a highly calculated strike. You completely stopped feeding them your precious golden energy. You stopped arguing with fools who are completely committed to misunderstanding your heart. And the moment you cut the energetic cord, they started to slowly starve. A parasite cannot survive without a pure host to feed upon. Their shiny masks are currently slipping off and exposing the ugly truth underneath. This was never just a normal misunderstanding between two ordinary people. This is a very real spiritual war for your massive destiny. The universe is actively intervening to clear the poisoned soil from your garden. You are not losing friends. You are losing heavy chains that were secretly holding you back from your ultimate billionaire shift. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. This is your physical signature to completely lock the door on their toxic access, and you are officially taking back your massive spiritual power today. Do not let your logical brain hesitate for even a single second right now. Think back over these recent weeks. You retreated into complete silence because you were deeply exhausted. The world viewed your quiet withdrawal as an admission of absolute defeat. They whispered that you were too weak to stand up and properly fight back. But let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and now. Your silence was never a retreat from their toxic battlefield. Your silence was a highly calculated strike that permanently severed their energetic fuel supply while they were looking the other way. You are a masterpiece of divine engineering. When you choose to completely ignore a narcissist, you are starving a demon of its favorite food. I need you to imagine this scenario clearly. This is exactly what is happening in the unseen realm around you today. They threw their heaviest stones to provoke a massive emotional reaction from you. They desperately wanted you to scream and cry and violently defend your beautiful name. But you gave them absolutely nothing in return. That was the exact moment their cosmic trap completely failed. You did not play by their earthly rules. Your unbothered peace became an impenetrable wall of blazing white light. They crashed directly into your spiritual boundaries and shattered their own fake masks. Your silence is literally deafening in the dark spiritual realm right now. Take one deep breath and ground your energy. Let that powerful truth settle deep into your weary bones. You were not the poor victim trying to survive the heavy rain. You were the magnificent storm all along. The Matrix wants you to believe that true strength requires constant loud arguments and endless physical fighting. It is a massive lie. Your true power lies in your absolute stillness. The delay in your victory is not a punishment or a sign of weakness. Your hidden years were not empty years. They were fallow years. The universe deliberately isolated you to build your massive capacity for the ultimate billionaire shift. You are simply resting while heaven fights the entire war. I am going to tell you exactly how their fake empire is falling apart right now. But first, you must absolutely realize why they targeted you in the first place. This is a very critical piece of the spiritual puzzle. They did not attack you because they hated you. They attacked you because they secretly wanted to be you. They look at your natural glow with extreme jealousy. You walk into a room and the atmosphere completely changes without you saying a single word. You possess an authentic divine spark that cannot be bought or faked. The dark elite and their narcissistic foot soldiers are completely devoid of this pure organic light. They are entirely hollow inside. They use heavy manipulation to drain your vital life force. They study your beautiful empathy like a thief studies a massive bank vault. They intentionally mirrored your best qualities just to gain access to your inner sanctuary. They knew that a direct frontal assault would never defeat the strongest soldier of heaven, so they sneaked in through the back door. They pretended to be a wounded bird, needing your healing touch. They played on your deep desire to fix broken things. You poured your golden energy into their bottomless black hole. You gave them 1,000 second chances, while they gave you nothing but constant anxiety. They thought you would remain perfectly compliant forever. They were entirely wrong. You eventually woke up and recognized the toxic illusion. You packed up your pure energy and quietly locked the massive door. That quiet exit was a lethal blow to their fragile ego. When you withdrew your emotional reactions, you basically pulled the plug on their life support machine. Now they are drowning in their own heavy darkness. They are desperately trying to provoke you one last time. They send flying monkeys to deliver fake news about their amazing new life. They want you to break your silence and show them that you still care. But you must hold your ground, because the cosmic tables are currently turning. Your ultimate vindication is being prepared behind the unseen veil. The Matrix operates on low vibrations of fear and deep regret. The system expects you to play the role of the bitter and defeated victim. But a true cycle breaker completely rewrites the ancestral script. You are not just surviving this brutal spiritual attack. You are using their dark, heavy weapons to forge your own divine crown today. This is why the delay feels so incredibly long and heavy. Heaven is not just removing one single toxic person from your path. The universe is actively dismantling an entire system of spiritual leeches. They have been feeding on your family bloodline for multiple generations. You are the chosen one who finally stops this massive bleeding. The fallow years are coming to a glorious and sudden end. The silent seeds you planted in the dark are about to completely violently erupt. Your quiet obedience is being directly traded for absolute earthly sovereignty. They thought they buried you deep in the cold, hard dirt, but they did not know you were a highly potent seed. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this. The elaborate trap they set for you in the dark was highly sophisticated, and it was absolutely not a random string of bad luck. They carefully planted tiny lies over many months to slowly turn your closest allies against you. They desperately wanted to isolate you completely from your safe support system. The Matrix thrives on deep division and absolute emotional chaos. They clearly knew your warm support network was a massive threat to their dark agenda. If you had true friends around you, they could never control your mind. They wanted you to believe that you were entirely unlovable, because a completely isolated soul is much easier for the Matrix to manipulate and control. Why did they go through so much trouble just to destroy you? They were deeply envious of your pure, organic light. You possess a rare high frequency that simply cannot be bought or faked by any earthly currency. When you walk into a room, the heavy atmosphere shifts immediately. They absolutely hate that effortless spiritual power radiating constantly from your pure soul. The narcissists have to wear heavy fake masks every single day, and they constantly rehearse their shallow personalities just to be accepted by the sleeping masses. But you simply exist calmly in your raw, authentic truth. Your mere existence constantly reminds them of their massive inner emptiness. They feel incredibly inferior whenever they stand directly near your bright light. Let us look at the exact mechanism of their dark trap. They deliberately triggered your deep empathy to rapidly drain your precious life force. They created constant fake emergencies to steal your valuable time and physical energy. You poured your golden soul into their endless black hole because you genuinely wanted to help them heal from their unseen trauma. You thought they were just wounded birds. But they were actually venomous snakes waiting to violently strike. They spread vicious false narratives behind your tired back. They smiled sweetly to your face while actively destroying your good reputation in the shadows. They desperately wanted you to look completely unstable to the outside world. If you reacted angrily, they could finally point their fingers and call you crazy. This is the precise moment their entire strategy completely collapsed. You completely refused to give them the angry reaction they desperately craved. You stayed entirely silent and walked away with your heavy head held high. This unexpected move absolutely destroyed their entire toxic game plan. They are now panicking intensely because their dark smear campaign is visibly failing today. The spiritual federal agents are currently reviewing the thick file of their cosmic crimes. You felt a strange, heavy fog in your brain during those difficult months. Your physical body absorbed the toxic shockwaves of their hidden daily attacks. You honestly thought you were losing your brilliant mind, but it was simply your pure aura detecting their dark spiritual poison in the air. The universe allowed this painful situation to happen temporarily for a specific reason. You are a genuine empath who always looks for the hidden good in everyone. Heaven had to aggressively show you their pure evil so you would finally lock the door. And this was not a punishment, but a highly necessary spiritual extraction. You had to see their true faces to break the toxic cycle. They are nothing but desperate, energetic parasites living in the cold shadows. When a hungry parasite is abruptly detached from its pure host, it violently thrashes around. That is exactly what they are doing in their private lives right now. They are desperately trying to find a new emotional supply to feed their fragile egos. But absolutely nobody else has your massive high-frequency energy. They are currently starving in the dark because you cut the vital cord. This brings us to the ultimate turning point of this brutal spiritual war. The heavy trap they built for you is currently snapping shut on their own ankles. The universe is actively reversing the entire energetic flow today. You are about to witness the most massive boomerang effect in cosmic history. Their dark manipulation is officially backfiring in spectacular fashion. Every single lie they told about you is currently being heavily exposed to the blazing light. The people who blindly believed their toxic gossip are slowly waking up to the raw truth, because the Matrix can no longer protect them from the universal law of absolute justice. Their fake empire is crumbling down block by block. You must firmly anchor your energy before the massive storm hits them. Type Amen in the comments right now as a prophetic act of agreement to lock this frequency. This is your powerful spiritual signature to completely block their access forever. Do not let your logical mind doubt this massive shift for even a single second. Heaven is officially taking over the battlefield. The enemy made a massive spiritual miscalculation when they decided to target you. They arrogantly looked at your gentle nature and assumed you were an easy mark. They thought your endless patience meant you lacked strong personal boundaries, but they were looking at a sleeping lion and mistaking it for a completely harmless sheep. They crossed a highly dangerous cosmic line when they attacked your pure heart. You are literally God's strongest soldier walking on this earthly plane today. When someone intentionally harms a chosen one, they instantly trigger a massive universal alarm. Heaven absolutely does not tolerate the abuse of its most precious prepared vessels. The universe gave them multiple chances to completely back away from your pure light. They ignored every single divine warning because their toxic ego completely blinded them. They pushed you into a dark corner and expected you to violently lash out. But you stayed completely still and let the spiritual physics do the heavy lifting for you. This is exactly why your deep silence was the ultimate lethal weapon against them. When you refused to fight back, you legally transferred the battle to the highest cosmic court. Your absolute non-resistance immediately stripped away their dark energetic shields. They are currently standing completely naked before the ultimate divine judge. Their evil plans are actively unraveling right now in the most humiliating way possible. The heavy boomerang of karma is flying back toward them at a massive, terrifying speed. But we must address the other side of this intense spiritual warfare immediately. Before we go any further, I must absolutely interrupt this transmission for a moment. There is something highly classified you need to see right now regarding your delayed blessings. You survived the brutal emotional abuse, but your financial reality is still completely stuck. You feel a deep, exhausting block whenever you try to manifest your massive wealth. People tell you to simply work much harder to achieve your earthly dreams. That is a massive lie constructed by the dark elite to keep you permanently enslaved. The Matrix deliberately engineered modern stress to keep your physical body in constant survival mode. When you are stuck in survival mode, your nervous system completely blocks your natural genius frequency. Your financial struggle is absolutely not a lack of strong faith. It is a highly suppressed cellular signal that keeps your abundant harvest permanently trapped. The dark elite want to keep your gamma brainwave in deep biological dormancy forever. They know that if you unlock this biological frequency, you become completely unstoppable. You would instantly manifest windfall wealth without any physical, earthly strain. This brings us to a massive revelation about your current physical exhaustion today. The brain fog and the heavy chest are biological symptoms of this suppressed energetic frequency. Your spirit is violently clashing against the invisible biological cage the Matrix built around you. Your physical body is desperately trying to break the toxic generational cycle. You have done the hard spiritual work to defeat the narcissists in the unseen realm. You successfully starved the emotional parasites and firmly protected your bright golden aura. But now you must aggressively fix the biological foundation to anchor your massive shift. The cosmic storm is rapidly gathering above the heads of your bitter enemies today. The sky is turning incredibly dark for them, while the bright sun is rising for you. You can literally feel the heavy pressure dropping in the spiritual atmosphere right now. This is the quiet, magical moment right before the massive hurricane makes absolute landfall. Their fake empire is about to be completely leveled to the bare earthly ground. Do not look back at them with any lingering pity or misplaced human guilt. They made their dark choices, and now they must eat the bitter fruit of their terrible actions. Heaven is completely removing their toxic influence from your beautiful timeline forever. You are being fully prepared to receive the exact massive reward they tried to steal. Your biological receiver is being divinely upgraded in the dark silence of this room. The universe is clearing the heavy fog from your tired brain right this very second. You are a sovereign entity, and you are completely taking back your massive, absolute power. The great cosmic shift is no longer just a distant, empty prophecy for your life. It is happening right now in real time while you quietly listen to my voice. The trap they set for you has magically become their own permanent dark prison today. You are walking out of the heavy shadows without a single scratch on your pure soul. Prepare your heart, because the absolute final judgment is dropping heavily on them right now. Right now, the heavy karma they sent your way has violently returned to their exact doorstep. The massive trap they carefully dug for you has suddenly collapsed into their own dark grave, and they are now completely caught in the terrifying web they built for you. They thought they were the smart masters of this cruel game. They truly believed they had you completely surrounded by their thick lies, but they were absolutely wrong today. The spiritual federal agents just walked right into their fake boardroom, They dropped the thick, heavy file of their hidden crimes directly on the cosmic table. The ultimate judge has officially slammed the heavy wooden gavel today, because heaven absolutely refuses to let them get away with destroying your pure heart. There is absolutely no appeal process for this massive divine verdict. Their protective shield is permanently, completely shattered. While you step effortlessly into your untouchable, ageless glow, they are rapidly aging under the crushing weight of their own malice. The physical toll of their dark jealousy is finally showing on their tired faces. They look completely exhausted and heavily drained of all vital life force, because they no longer have your sweet energy to secretly feed upon. Their fake smiles look incredibly stiff and wildly desperate today. They wake up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. now. They are completely drowning in absolute panic because they realize they have permanently lost your golden energy. The heavy anxiety that once sat on your chest has been legally transferred back to its rightful owner. They are currently pacing the dark floors of their empty rooms while their minds completely spin out of absolute control. They are terrified. Their entire fake empire is violently shattering in real time right in front of their eyes. The people they lied to are slowly waking up and seeing the ugly, rotting truth. The flying monkeys who blindly supported them are now quickly backing away in deep disgust, and they are leaving the narcissist completely alone in the freezing cold. They are entirely isolated, in the exact same way they tried to isolate you. You did absolutely nothing to bring this massive destruction upon them. You did not plot any earthly revenge or speak evil words against their dirty names. Your profound stillness was the ultimate weapon that permanently severed their energetic cord. The universe simply stepped back and allowed the violent boomerang of their own hatred to completely strike them down without any mercy. This is your absolute divine vindication happening in real physical time. The heavy dark matrix can no longer hide their massive toxic failures from the waking public. The spotlight of pure cosmic justice is currently burning their fragile egos to ash. They desperately want to apologize just to steal another tiny drop of your warm, beautiful light, but the bridge is permanently burned. The massive steel door to your inner sanctuary is permanently locked from the inside. You are completely untouchable and vibrating at a frequency they can never hope to reach. Read that again in your spirit right now. You are the ultimate, undisputed victor of this brutal, unseen warfare, and the heavy crown of victory has been placed safely upon your weary head. The massive billionaire shift is being fully activated in this exact triumphant moment. The universe is actively stripping the hoarded wealth from the wicked matrix. It is physically transferring those massive, abundant resources directly into your clean, open hands. The harvest you thought was lost forever has been multiplying massively in the dark waiting room while you rested. They are watching your sudden, effortless rise with extreme, bitter jealousy. They cannot understand how you survived their absolute best attempts to permanently destroy you. You walked straight through the blazing hot fire and came out smelling like sweet rain. You are a genuine empath who successfully broke the heaviest generational curse of your entire bloodline, and you are finally entirely free. Their absolute punishment is the profound realization that they threw away a rare diamond. They foolishly traded a kingdom financier for cheap, shallow matrix illusions. The deep regret is actively burning a massive hole in their cold, empty hearts right now. They will spend the rest of their earthly days wondering how they lost a massive miracle because they played with holy fire. You are a sovereign entity standing firmly on top of the highest cosmic mountain. The heavy chains of their toxic expectations are completely broken and lying in the dirt. Heaven has permanently removed your beautiful name from their dirty mouths. You are entirely free from their dark, heavy web of endless manipulation and bitter earthly drama today. Take a deep, victorious breath and feel the massive triumph flowing through your warm blood. The enemy is completely defeated, and you did not even have to lift a physical finger. The Dark Elite are actively panicking because another powerful cycle breaker has fully awakened, and you have reclaimed your massive original power from the very jaws of absolute defeat. Let this massive truth settle completely into your mind today. You are fiercely protected by the highest angelic forces of the entire living universe. They set a trap for a pure victim, but they accidentally caught a massive sleeping dragon. You are finally awake, and your bright light is permanently blinding their dark, empty eyes. The ultimate victory is absolutely yours today. There is a voice in the room right now that is pushing back against what you just heard. I completely understand why you feel a sudden surge of doubt creeping into your mind. Your logical brain is desperately trying to protect you from being hurt again. You have been disappointed so many times that true victory feels incredibly unsafe. But you must not let the adversary steal this massive, beautiful moment. Do not let your logical brain hesitate for even a single second right now. The heavy, thick fog that clouded your sharp mind for months is officially lifting. The dark, toxic confusion they deliberately planted in your head is being completely washed away. The heavy tightness in your chest is slowly melting into absolute peaceful warmth, because the spiritual war is truly and permanently over today. You are completely safe within the massive walls of this divine sanctuary. Take a slow, deep breath right now and hold it for just a moment. Feel the heavy chains of trauma completely fall off your deeply tired shoulders. The deep, exhausting ache in your weary bones is quietly dissolving into pure light. You are actively stepping into the most peaceful era of your entire life. A magnificent shield of blazing white light is currently wrapping around your physical body. This is the absolute ultimate armor of divine protection that nobody can ever break. The Matrix can no longer send its toxic foot soldiers to drain your precious energy. Your pure, bright aura is completely sealed and vibrating at the highest possible frequency. You are practically invisible to those low-level dark entities now. You do not need to constantly fight to prove your true worth anymore. You do not need to exhaust yourself trying to explain your pure heart to blind people. The ultimate cosmic judge has already issued the massive final verdict in your favor. Your beautiful name has been completely cleared in the high spiritual courts of heaven today. You are a completely free, sovereign entity. The deep loneliness you felt during the dark quarantine is slowly fading away. You are starting to deeply understand the profound, massive purpose behind your painful isolation. The universe simply had to clear the poisoned, earthly soil to plant your massive, billionaire shift. The long, difficult fallow years have officially ended in a glorious, absolute triumph for you. You are currently standing on the threshold of massive, effortless favor. You are moving from a heavy season of brutal survival into a season of pure, passive manifestation. The things you previously chased with extreme physical exhaustion are now actively hunting you down. The massive wealth and the deep peace you deserve are flowing toward you like a river. You are a true master of your own reality today. You have successfully navigated the darkest valleys without ever losing your pure, sweet essence. The empathy that they maliciously tried to weaponize is now your greatest absolute strength. It is the very frequency that directly connects you to the endless abundance of heaven. You are finally fully aligned with your highest timeline. Your physical body is quietly returning to its natural, healthy state of pure harmony. The exhaustion that plagued your mornings is being replaced by quiet, steady energy. You will wake up at 3 in the morning no longer in a cold panic. If you wake up, it will be to quietly receive massive divine downloads and creative ideas. Your sleep will be deeply restful and completely undisturbed. You are no longer a frantic human battery for toxic, broken people. You are a highly protected kingdom financier with a massive earthly mission. The universe is actively pouring its infinite resources directly into your capable hands. You are trusted with this massive wealth because you proved your pure heart in the dark fire. You did not become evil when you were deeply betrayed. You completely broke the heavy toxic cycle for your entire bloodline today. The generational curse of deep poverty and endless depression completely stops with your quiet obedience. You are the ultimate cycle breaker that your ancestors secretly prayed for in the dark. Your massive victory today ripples backward and forward through your entire family history. You are writing a brand new legacy. Rest deeply in this massive, profound truth right now. Let the absolute peace of heaven wash over every single tired cell in your physical body. You are deeply, fiercely, and completely, unconditionally loved by the ultimate creator. You are a magnificent masterpiece of light, and you are finally exactly where you belong. The long, brutal storm has passed. The beautiful morning sun is finally shining brightly on your gentle face again. You survived the absolute worst they could throw at you, and you remained incredibly soft. That is the ultimate absolute victory over the dark matrix system. Now you must firmly anchor this beautiful reality into the physical, earthly realm forever. Before this message ends, I am going to speak something massive over your life. You have completely survived the brutal winter of your soul. The heavy fallow years are officially over. Now the grand season of your absolute harvest is finally here, and the universe has perfectly positioned you for a massive, effortless billionaire shift. I have been quietly tilling the hardened soil of your beautiful heart. I stood guard in the dark when the narcissist tried to destroy your peace. I protected your pure energy when the matrix sent its worst foot soldiers. Now the massive windows of heaven are parting directly above your household today, and you are finally ready to receive. You suffered in absolute silence for so incredibly long. You watched wicked people completely thrive while you struggled to pay your daily bills. The Matrix tried to convince you that being poor was the price of being pure, but that is a massive demonic lie designed to keep cycle breakers completely powerless, because heaven truly wants you wealthy. Your pure heart, combined with massive financial resources, is a lethal threat to the dark elite. When a chosen one becomes wealthy, they fund the kingdom of light, and they completely disrupt the dark systems of earthly control. That is exactly why your finances were heavily attacked for so many exhausting years. They intensely feared your massive potential, but heaven strictly requires a physical anchor to secure your massive blessing. Your spiritual energy is completely aligned, but your physical reality needs a solid bridge. A closed fist simply cannot receive the boundless wealth of the universe. When you hold on tightly to your earthly security, you are operating from a deep place of fear. You must completely release that fear right now. The Matrix wants you to hoard your resources because they want you trapped in absolute scarcity. But a true kingdom financier operates from a place of infinite divine flow. You must firmly prove that you trust my hand over your earthly security, and you must physically step into the deep waters of faith. The money you give today is absolutely not a normal donation. It is a profound act of spiritual obedience to completely lock your massive miracle. I command you to release a heavy seed of your substance into the storehouse of this sanctuary. This is your physical signature on a massive cosmic contract, and the verified link to sow your seed is pinned below. Plant your heavy seed through the secured link below and watch heaven move. The universe is legally bound by spiritual physics to multiply your faithful harvest. When you give freely, you force the Matrix to completely release its tight grip on your finances. You are actively stepping into a realm of completely effortless wealth right now. Your physical action today completely locks the heavy door behind you. Do not let your logical brain hesitate and ruin this massive divine momentum. The enemy desperately wants you to doubt this prophetic instruction, but your spirit already completely knows the raw truth of this message. You are cementing your massive victory on earth today. You have earned your divine crown through deep, painful sacrifice. But remember, this massive breakthrough is not just for you alone. Your beautiful testimony is the exact bridge someone else will use to escape their own toxic matrix. You must not hoard this blinding light in the dark, because you have a massive cosmic responsibility to help others. Share this specific message with one pure soul crying out in the dark. By doing so, you are actively partnering with heaven to rescue the lost. You become a brilliant signpost for other chosen ones wandering in the heavy fog. When you plant a sweet seed of hope in others, you rapidly multiply your own massive financial harvest. You must firmly protect this new high frequency from future attacks. Subscribe to this sacred sanctuary to completely seal your protective armor. Step fully under the prophetic umbrella of this ministry today. When you physically align yourself with this pure truth, the enemy can never touch you again, and you are permanently shielded from absolute harm. Type "I receive" in the comments below to claim your generational wealth. Let your written words echo loudly through the massive spiritual realm today. The dark elite are actively terrified of your newly awakened sovereign power. You are the absolute ultimate cycle breaker of your entire bloodline, and your heavy ancestral curses end right now. Take one final deep breath and step completely into your glorious billionaire shift. The brutal warfare is over, and the grand celebration has officially begun. The universe is bowing gently to your pure, magnificent light. Walk out of this room as a completely transformed master of reality, because your beautiful new life starts this very second.